All right, all right. So we're gonna be getting it in. Go ahead and tell a friend to tell a friend. So with this class, I want everybody to know that this class is really for y'all once again. And so I just want you to take the time to, first off, the things that I'm telling you, just take it as truth. All right. Second thing, what I want you to do is take action immediately on what I'm telling you. All right. And then the third thing is make sure that you're bringing somebody, you're telling somebody about the class, because it's just financial literacy. That's what we're trying to provide. Financial literacy, teaching people about business, teaching people about investing, teaching people basically how to make money, make some extra money, so that way you're not just slaving away. And as everybody knows, inflation is crazy. Inflation is crazy right now. So everybody needs an extra dollar. All right. So go ahead and tell some of your friends that we're going to be getting started with class in about 1 minute. And any questions that you have, please put them in the chat. Like, just put them in the comments. Any questions that you have, put them in the comments. Just tell a friend to tell a friend. This is completely free. It's a way for you to get some more financial literacy for yourself, so that way you can provide more for your family. That's all this is about. It's completely free, 100% free. Tonight, the main topic is going to be about brokerage accounts. But if you have any type of questions or any type of ideas or things that you want to talk about, put it in the comments. All right. Does anybody have any type of things that they would like to talk about today? I know that the connection is going to be sort of crazy because I'm out here in Florida and they got the hurricane. But if anybody has any type of questions or things that they would like to talk about, you can go ahead and put that in the comment section. All right. Well, so this class is going to be nice. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch the screens a little bit, and we're going to get into what we're going to talk about. All right. So brokerage account. And we're not going to allow the gag with this. So what is a brokerage account? So a brokerage account is an investment account that allows for you, the individual, to buy and sell a wider range of financial assets like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. We haven't talked about mutual funds, but we did briefly talk about ETFs. An ETF is an exchange traded fund. And we did talk about stock, and stock is the ownership of a company. And then we also talked about a bond, and a bond is a loan to a company or a government. So we're already starting to understand this stuff, but how do we actually get the asset so that way we can control it? And you use a brokerage account for that. So paper assets like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, you're going to have some type of brokerage account. And this account typically is open with like a licensed broker, and it's for a whole host of different financial goals, like building wealth or savings for retirement. Okay. And we're going to talk about different types of retirement accounts at a later date, but this is just specifically about brokerage accounts, like getting a brokerage account. So if you wanted some stocks or you wanted some bonds, tonight is the night for you to understand where you're putting these assets at and how do you even get them in the first place. All right. So we just talked about what a brokerage account is basically just an investment account that allows for you to buy and sell assets. All right. Cool. So the next thing is, well, what are some good brokerage accounts, or what are some good brokerage companies for me to actually buy and sell assets? And also, low fees and then also access to my assets at a good rate. So some of the best brokerage accounts is going to be Fidelity, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, and Vanguard. And then, I got some people over at Edward Jones, so I'm gonna put them in. Even though Edward Jones, I'm not the fees are a little higher, but the good thing about Edward Jones is that you get good advice. You got people that actually care about you specifically that you can give, and they're going to give you decent advice when it comes to your situation. So that's the reason why you're paying the fees. In my personal opinion, is just so that way you can have financial advice right there at your disposal, and you can pretty much call them the whole day for free. Essentially, you can talk to them on a regular basis. I recommend. Actually, I really don't. I'm not going to give you any type of recommendations. I'm just letting you know what you can do. Me personally, Robinhood has no fees. Fidelity has no fees on trades. Vanguard has no fees on trades. So, that just lets you know where you should be at potentially if you're trying to have no fees. And fees are very important to have none because if you're trading or if you're buying and selling things, you don't want to have fees on top of you're having to pay taxes. So you have to pay taxes and then you have to pay fees. It's hard to make profits that way. All right. So you definitely want to keep your fees low or keep your fees at a minimum of nothing. So that's really, in a nutshell, that's what we're talking about, brokerage account. So once again, brokerage account is an investment account that allows for you to buy and sell financial assets. And then the best brokerage account, or the brokerage accounts that's probably got the most amount that people actually have or assets under management, is Fidelity, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, and Vanguard. And I just put in Edward Jones. Shouts out to my folks out in Edward Jones. You know what I mean? So yeah, I recommend that you go ahead and try to get a brokerage account at one of these companies. Okay, go ahead and get you a brokerage account. You get the brokerage account. That way you can buy and sell stocks, or buy and sell bonds, or buy and sell ETFs, right? You got to get in the game somehow, and that's what these companies help you do, is they allow for you to get in the game, to buy assets, paper assets. So that's what I got. What questions do y'all have? Very, very simple, but it's important for y'all to know, so that way we can go to the next type of stuff. What questions do y'all got? I don't see no questions right now. And just remember what we already talked about in the last few days. So we talked about at the beginning, we did go over a little bit about credit, like how to build credit. I'm actually going to do a deep dive on credit. Credit is very, very important. But yeah, we're going to get into that later on down the road. But we did talk about stocks. Stocks is ownership of a company. We talked about bonds being a loan to a company or a government. We talked about passive income and how we get income in the first place. How we get income is by solving other people's problems, by providing a service. And then passive income is we get other people to help us solve other people's problems. So that's how we get passive income. Stocks, they provide a thing called a dividend. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them provide a thing called a dividend. And a dividend is money paid out to shareholders. Okay, so money paid out to shareholders. So if you're a shareholder of a company, you can actually gain a thing called a dividend sometimes. And that's free money. And most companies that provide dividends, they will pay you quarterly. Some of them pay monthly, but some of them, a lot of them pay quarterly. So every 3 months, you can be getting a check. It's pretty good, free money. So that's something just to consider. And then you got, so we talked about that. Then now we're on brokerage accounts. on how we actually get these stocks, how we get these bonds. Oh, we talked about bonds in general, and a bond is a loan to a company or government. We talked about the different types of bonds like treasury bills, municipal bonds, corporate bonds, treasury notes. And so a treasury bond, remember, a treasury bond is a long-term bond. A treasury note is an intermediate bond. It's like 1 to 10 years. Treasury bill is short-term bond. And so like it doesn't really have too much of a duration. It could be 1 month. It could be up to a year. Municipal bonds is your local government bonds. Like you're loaning money to Baker County. And then you got corporate bonds. Corporate bonds are loans to a company itself. So you can loan money to Walmart or loan money to the dollar store. And then convertible bonds, remember convertible bonds, you're taking, you have a bond that can actually convert into a stock. All right. So that's that. And then the way that you get these assets like stocks or bonds is you get a brokerage account. And that's what we talked about tonight. You get a brokerage account, and that brokerage account is an investment account that allows for you to buy and sell stocks or bonds or mutual funds or ETFs or a whole lot of different types of assets, to be honest, but they're mainly paper assets. And then lastly, we talked about the different types of brokerage accounts and companies that provide brokerage accounts, such as Fidelity, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, Vanguard, and I went ahead and put my friends over there, Edward Jones, as well. All right, that's what I got. I'm not going to hold y'all at all. I really want to make this thing as informative as possible and not spend too much time doing it. So if y'all don't have any questions, unless you do have some questions, go ahead and put them in the comment. I'll just hang tight for a little bit. All right. So I don't see anything, but I really do appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the ones that were viewing the class. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hey, like this is information for y'all, so that way y'all can be a better you. I'm not getting paid for nothing like this. I'm just providing y'all the information. I feel like it's important for y'all to have it, because I got it, and so when I got it, I just want to give it to you. Some people, they'll charge you for this information. I'm just not. For me, I feel like it's just better that the community knows this information, so that way they can take advantage of it. They say that if you know better, you'll do better. Well, we'll see, So I am going to be taking this class a little bit different than most people would do it. Right now, yeah, you see us on the podcast and everything like that with the microphone and everything in the house. But we got some other ideas that's going to be turning things up a little bit more. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And thank y'all so much for your support every single day. Very, very blessed. And with that being said, as always, peace, one love. I'm out of here.